Hey everybody. Well, hope you're enjoying the videos. I did ask in the last video they put out, is this something people still want? And I've had a couple of replies, which is lovely. So I'll just keep going for the time being until either you all stop watching or I run out of stuff to say that's of interest. So let's crack straight on. These are the autographs that I've received most recently. I'm adding constantly to my blog site, which you can find the link to below, and on Instagram, which is way more updated than these videos on my blog site it is. So if you want to see right up to date in terms of stuff I've got, please visit my Instagram page. But these are the most recent ones I've added to the blog, and I'm now including as part of this video. So first up is, this was a private response from actress Jada Kruger. I watched a film of hers recently, Zombie Repellent. I love zombie films, massive Living Dead fan, not Walking Dead, but Living Dead fan. Love zombie films. Watched Zombie Repellent. It's a very clever film, actually. Low budget B movie type thing, but well worth a watch. And Jada very kindly sent me this headshot, which you can see she signed Jada Kruger. And then she's also sent me this lovely message on the back saying thank you for the support and for being one of her first fans, which is really cool. So yeah, really pleased to add Jada to the zombie part of the collection, I guess. Next up, this was a book purchased from a charity shop. I think I paid 50p for it. And it's Boyd Clack. People outside of Wales probably aren't going to know who Boyd Clack is. For me, this is a new addition to my Twin Town collection. Boyd plays a vicar in Twin Town, one of my absolute favourite films. And this is his book, Kisses Sweeter Than Wine. And it's got this little inscription at the front that says, hope to see you at the football again this season. All the best, Boyd Clack. So he's obviously got some connection to this family, but the book's ended up in the charity shop and it's now in my collection, which I'm really pleased about. So that was great. Next up, these are 3 purchases I made from a fellow collector. People that I've wanted in the collection for some time or just didn't have and now know I won't be able to get into the collection. So, and these weren't particularly expensive. I bought all 3 for very little money, to be perfectly honest, and some credit I had in other areas. So this is Pauline Quirk. Pauline's probably best known for Birds of a Feather, but she was in Broadchurch as well. Sadly, Pauline has been diagnosed with, I believe it's dementia. And she is retired. She no longer signs. She doesn't do anything to do with her celebrity life anymore as of the last 2 or 3 years. So wanted to get Pauline in the collection, so I bought this one. It says best wishes, Pauline. It is dedicated, but for those who watch my videos, you know I don't care about that. Dedications don't really bother me. It's just about getting people in the collection that I really want. So I've now added Pauline to my collection. Again, from the same seller. This is another Jack Douglas. I'm a huge Carry On fan. Always looking to collect anything Carry On. I bought something from Jack Douglas recently, but it was like a page, or it was a signed program actually from a theatre. But this is Jack in one of his character guises from a Carry On film. And you can see he's got a lovely big Jack Douglas signature. I could always trim it if I wanted to and cut the dedication off at the top, but I won't. But if I ever wanted to go down that route, I suppose I could always do that. And lastly, this is Gwen Taylor. Somebody I've wanted for a while. I've written to, but had no response. Gwen is probably, for me, I mean, she's been in loads of stuff in the UK, but for me, I wanted her in my collection because of her couple of, but fairly small, but sort of still great roles in Monty Python's Life of Brian. She's got, I believe, 2, maybe 3 roles in that film. So to me, this is an addition to my Monty Python collection. Again, it's dedicated to Denise here. You can see, don't care. Thanks, Denise, for getting this. I'm happy to add Gwen to the collection, which is great. Next up, this is a via venue success. Very, very few sort of TTMs and via venues these days, but always cool. I hadn't really intended to write to anybody via venue or TTM, but I saw Rachel Ziegler was replying via venue. I think most people who are still in the autograph collecting trade wrote to Rachel to get some autographs while she was in Evita, I believe. And Rachel is probably best known, probably most controversially, for her role in the recent Snow White adaptation. Lots of controversy surrounding her in her role for various reasons that I'm not going to go into. And she was also in Shazam, the sequel to Shazam as well. So yeah, definitely wanted to get her. I didn't send her anything specific to Shazam or Snow White. I don't know why. I'm not a massive fan of either of them particularly. So I just sent her 2 photos. One is, I think it's a set, like a press call photo from Shazam, but it's just a picture of her in her regular clothes. And then this one is her in Evita, as Eva Peron in Evita, and she signed both of those, Carl, Rachel Ziegler. So yeah, really happy to have Rachel, who's a, I don't think the Snow White stuff's going to stunt her career necessarily. So really pleased to get her in the collection. Next up, another book. I was on holiday, funnily enough, and picked this up during the summer. And this is a book by Rob Brydon. Rob's probably best known, well, he's a comedian, does lots and lots of stuff, but he was in Gavin and Stacey's Uncle Bryn in Gavin and Stacey. I've met him, he's a really nice guy. Picked this up for £1. It's his book, Rob Brydon's Small Man in a Book. And you can see it says Ricky Rob Brydon. The E is obviously Welsh for 2, because Rob is Welsh, fellow Welshman. So didn't have Rob in the collection of autograph-wise, but I have met him and have a photo with him. So I've kind of tied a bow in that now, I think. I've got Rob in the collection in my signed books, which is great. The next one is an in-person autograph. This was signed by Gary Pallister, former Manchester United player. I went up to watch a pre-season match at Old Trafford. If anybody watches my videos, please don't stop watching the videos if you don't support United or you hate United or whatever else. But anyway, I went to watch a pre-season game against Fiorentina, and there was this promotional thing outside where Gary was signing autographs and taking photos. Well, he wasn't signing autographs, actually. He was taking photos with people, which I've never had a copy sent through to me of. You meant to put your email address in. They were going to send you a copy of the photo. Never had it, but there we go. But I grabbed a copy of the programme for the game and just thought, I'll just run back with a pen. I'll run back and ask him to sign it. Got a security guard to give me a pen. Ran up to Gary, and you can see he signed it here, Gary Pallister, on the front of the programme. So, new addition to the collection. Really pleased with that. Next up, another signed book. This was £1. This is quite a recent one, in the last couple of months, and it's signed by Gary Lineker and Danny Baker. Gary Lineker is best known as the Match of the Day pundit and former footballer, England footballer, Tottenham Hotspur footballer. Danny Baker's a presenter and I think comedian, predominantly as a presenter. And this is their book, Behind Closed Doors, Life, Laughs and Football. And picked it up and saw it was signed by the authors, and you can see here it's signed by Gary Lineker and Danny Baker. I'm not overly fussed about the Danny Baker autograph, but Gary Lineker's very, very well known in the UK, particularly for hosting Match of the Day for such a long period of time. So for £1, 100% was grabbing that. And last up, finishing the books and sport part of this video. Again, this is another book I picked up on holiday in the summer, and it's Mike Phillips' book, Half Truths. This is a charity shop purchase. Again, I think I paid £1 for this. And you can see it's signed by the author. Mike is a former Welsh Rugby Union player and Welsh international. And you can see it is signed here by Mike Phillips. Collecting lots of Welsh rugby stuff at the moment. Didn't have Mike in the collection till now. So really pleased to add him. And that's it for this video. We're up to date again. I will obviously keep updating my blog, and when I get a new page complete, I'll create a new video and that'll be up on YouTube. So please continue watching, liking, subscribing, all that kind of stuff. I love hearing from you. I'm glad to hear that some people are still watching and enjoying my videos. Somebody made a very valid comment in the last video, they put on, which basically said, YouTube videos for autograph collectors is kind of dying a death now. There's very few people who are still doing it. And I think that's symptomatic of places like TikTok and Instagram and everything else. But if people are still watching, I'm still happy to make these videos. They don't take a lot of time out of my day, so I'm happy to make them just to showcase stuff that's out there. So, it's really appreciated, every watch that you give. Thanks ever so much. Have a great rest of your day, and see you on the next one. Take care.